This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, concerns are raised as Ministry of Social Development requests files and information from non-profit groups. This may mean private data is shared. Man's best friend may soon be man's best de-sexed friend if your animal is on a controlled animal list. And if you have a bucket list and you've always wanted to do something, maybe you should just do it. Here's a story of inspiration to get you off the couch. Kia ora, good evening and welcome to The South Today. I'm Craig Story. Concerns are being expressed about the confidentiality of client information having to be given to the Ministry of Social Development. As of July, new government regulations require non-profit organisations to share their information about the people using their services.
Thank you. At present, clients using non-profit organisations such as Rape Crisis are assured of their anonymity. But from July, these organisations will need to supply the Ministry of Social Development with their client information or run the risk of no longer being funded. Non-profit groups in Dunedin such as Connect South are concerned about the rationale of data collection and the impact this will have on the public.
This client data will be identifying people's names, addresses, family, where they've dealt with in certain agencies over the last probably a period of time. And this is starting to get a little bit sensitive in the because people are saying, and the organisations are saying, well look, it's actually breaching privacy.
Shanks says MSD has not provided the community sector with the assurance that there are protocols in place for collecting and holding personal information. He says there has been a lack of community consultation around the process.
What the organisations that are particularly working in that particular field of family violence, and I know Rape Crisis is one that's actually stood up and said, look, this is just not really acceptable, is the fact that some clients now are actually turning up at the door saying we want some help. The organisation is indicating that under their contract with MSD they are having to provide personal details, and some of these people are basically leaving the organisation, not even coming in the door.
The Privacy Commission is currently investigating the new requirements, with a report to be released by the end of March. Ministry of Social Development Deputy Chief Executive Murray Edridge said the Ministry has to gather sufficient data from providers about individual clients in order to analyse the effectiveness of the services and to ensure the people who need help are being matched to the right services. Edridge says the Ministry has robust procedures for gathering personal information and has done so safely for a number of years. He says the Ministry has been working with the Privacy Commissioner to ensure clients' privacy rights are protected. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
The Cromwell Rugby Club is hosting a very special pre-season game against Eastern this Saturday. It will be a memorial game held to honour Palmerston-born Andrew Grubb. Mr Grubb died in September of last year after falling from a quad bike. He was just 20. Organisers say they hope that this game will become an annual event to celebrate the well-known sportsman. The Cromwell Rugby Club says it will be a fitting memorial to a talented rugby and cricket player who was missed by the Cromwell and Eastern communities. Cromwell v Eastern is this Saturday in Cromwell, kick-off at noon. Some Invercargill dog owners will be able to get their dogs de-sexed for free. This follows a bill in Parliament that could put restrictions on owners of high-risk dog breeds, and the animal control officers are hoping to see locals taking advantage of the new offer.
He might not exactly appreciate it, but some of the members of the group, known as Man's Best Friend, will soon be eligible for a little free surgery. Hi, I'm Ruby Spink in Invercargill, outside the City Council, which is about to roll out a program to de-sex menacing dog breeds.
It's a de-sexing program that has been initiated by central government, and the idea behind it is to neuter high-risk dogs. So that's anything that's been classified by City Council as menacing or dangerous.
The breeds considered menacing are pit bulls, Brazilian feeler, Japanese Tosa, Dogo Argentino, and Perro de Presa Canario. Individual dogs known for committing attacks are also included. Jones says there are over 100 dogs registered as menacing by the council, and the desexing service will be free for qualifying dogs.
Central government has allocated funding to us to desex all of these dogs free of cost. They're willing to pay for every dog that we've got classified as menacing or classified as high risk. They will pay for the desexing in its entirety. We are providing free registration and free microchipping for these dogs if they're not already done.
Animal Control Officer Nicole Todd says normally desexing costs hundreds of dollars, so she hopes the financial incentive will encourage people to get their dogs fixed, making them less likely to wander the streets.
On average, we probably get a call for a wandering dog once or twice a day. It has died down a lot since we've hired more staff, but 90% of those dogs haven't been desexed.
She says most of the wandering dogs are looking for a mate. The program will be launched next month. I'm Ruby Spink for The South Today.
Government figures released to promote good work at the Southern District Health Board hospitals are being slammed by the opposition. New Labour health spokesperson Dr David Clark says the current underfunding formula doesn't work. Clark, who's also the Dunedin North MP, says the figures show how far the Southern DHB is slipping behind the rest of the country. He refutes Health Minister Jonathan Coleman's statement, which says that the government is delivering more for the people of the Southern DHB. Ashburton woman Elaine Busby saw paratroopers training 70 years ago in Wellington, and she decided then that she wanted to jump out of a perfectly good aeroplane. It's a goal that she has finally realised just ahead of her 81st birthday.
On Sunday at the Ashburton airfield, 80-year-old Elaine Busby jumped out of a perfectly good aeroplane. Just before boarding the plane, which takes her to her first ever skydive, the octogenarian explains why she's doing this.
When I was 10 during the war, I always wondered what it was like to be a parachuter. Now I'll be 81 in April. 70 years later, I've got the chance.
It was a tandem jump with instructor Brian Martin, who's a veteran of 3,500 skydives. He gave her a solid grounding while the pair were still on terra firma.
Okay, so when we get to the door here, Elaine, you might as well listen to this too, bro. Me and Wayne are going to be sitting here.
Yep.
You're going to be hanging off the front of us, eh?
Yep.
In the baby blue sky.
Busby and Martin sailed back into view to cheers from friends and family, touching down safely on planet Earth. Elaine Busby says she always wanted to do a bungee jump, but her husband and nephew said no. Maybe she can convince them next year. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Go girl. Still to come on The South Today, flying humanitarians all across the globe, and a petition for water quality makes its way to Parliament.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books, with the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product, and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
Here is this week's Mole Map UV report. Did you know, in recent years, the number of New Zealanders dying from melanoma has been as high as the road toll?
If you've ever been on a sunbed or been badly sunburnt, what are the chances you could have melanoma? Remove the doubt. Get a mole map.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoura Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
University of Otago. Usually the atmosphere is charged with the energy of student life. But this week is the week before exams.
Hey, Dane. Not now, man. I'm panicking. Come on, mate. I know just what you need. In here? No. Is this it? No. This is the place to ease your stress.
Hey, Tane. Fancy a little cuddle?
Hi, I'm Dennis Charlotte, and road racing motorcycles is my lifetime passion. It's a massive adrenaline rush, but the high-speed crashes have been tough on the body over the years. I almost felt as old as my mate Ian.
Sportsval, supporting tendons, ligaments and cartilage. And Energy Plus helps replace the energy that everyday living takes away.
Now I feel more alive and have more sustained energy to really enjoy my racing.
Buy 2 packs of Sportsval and get 2 packs of Energy Plus absolutely free. So call now, 0800 502 402.
Arrow International knows what the essential ingredient is for accomplishing great projects, working with great people. 30 years on and 3,000 projects later, with 10 offices and 400 staff nationwide, a company who values partnerships with their clients and carries a strong reputation for passion, integrity, and the love of a challenge, excelling in the construction industry and helping to create, with our partners, more iconic New Zealand buildings.
They say the grass is always greener, but not if you have Ready Lawn. Call Ready Lawn today and make them green with envy.
Thank you for staying with The South today. An activist is taking her concerns over the state of New Zealand waterways to Parliament. Jen Brangie is travelling from Invercargill to Wellington with a petition demanding more action from government to protect the country's fresh water.
More than 15,000 people have signed Jen Brangie's petition calling on the government to place a moratorium on all water bottling consents until underground aquifers are protected or there is a price put on water. Brangie and her fellow protester Liana Kelly do not believe New Zealand water should be given away for private profit. They also describe newly announced government water standards as ridiculous.
They've matched up to European standards, and it's all very well for people who have cities of millions and millions of people to have a much higher E. coli count in their water, but we are little New Zealand and we need to treasure the water that we've got. Allowing higher E. coli counts just sends our rivers to death, really.
When the South Today spoke with the Otago Regional Council last week, it claimed higher figures for water quality standards than the rest of the country, with most issues isolated to the summer months. However, Brangie does not accept dirty rivers are a natural byproduct of the summer months and blames dairying for the increase in E. coli.
I've just come through Lake Waihola and taken a photograph of it, and it absolutely reeks. It's stench coming out of that water. There's also a lot of mining sediment runoff that's allowed to go into tributaries in Otago. There's more continued irrigation is happening. So, you know, just to round off and say that that they're making improvements is just not good enough. The standards aren't high enough, and when the water temperature rises, there should
Environment
be no,
Minister Nick Smith says the idea bottled water is at the core of New Zealand's water issues is as sensible as saying traffic problems can be fixed by banning bikes. He told the South Today beer and soft drink plants use more water than bottled water companies, calling protesters hypocritical for criticising water quality standards set in 2003 by Labour and Greens. Smith says the current government has introduced a $2 billion plan to improve water quality and is publishing comprehensive maps of New Zealand waterways for the first time. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
And further to our delicate ecology, the Department of Conservation says that South Island kaka have made an extraordinary comeback since pest control began in a fieldland forest a little over a decade ago. Sadly, the kaka were ravaged by nasty stoats and evil possums in the early 2000s. Female birds and chicks were the prime victims as they nested, and monitoring shows males outnumbering females by 6 to 1. But since this pest control program started, the parrot population has been in turnaround in the Waitutu forest, with numbers swelling in 2005 and 2007, and again in 2016. After the break on the South Today, the government backs golfing tournaments worth $5.5 million, and Greta Yeoman's latest work, a documentary, premieres in Dunedin tonight.
For over 35 years, Roslyn Mowers and Heating have been selling and servicing outdoor power equipment and are well established in home heating, installing wood fires. Call in and meet the friendly team. Roslyn Mowers and Heating, 150 Kaikarai Valley Road.
We're at 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focusing on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician, for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
Tech Limited have been supplying beekeeping equipment and honey products in New Zealand for over 100 years. A specialist manufacturer of hiveware and plastic products for the beekeeping industry. They are the leading supplier of beekeeping equipment nationwide. For all your beekeeping needs, visit ecrotech.co.nz or call 0800 11 7766.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
Travelling this weekend? Think slow.
Here is this week's Mole Map UV report. Did you know, in recent years, the number of New Zealanders dying from melanoma has been as high as the road toll?
If you've ever been on a sunbed or been badly sunburnt, what are the chances you could have melanoma? Remove the doubt. Get a mole map.
Get finance and get on the road. Talk to MTF today.
Hi, welcome back to Alex Campbell Menswear. We're filming again from our MENSWEAR store. We're having a 3-store wide sizzling summer sale. It's the end of the season. We have sizzling prices in short sleeve shirts, polos, shorts, jeans. We've got specials in trousers. It's a sizzling summer sale.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
It's a sizzling summer sale.
Gillian's and Silberhorn bring you Rub of the Green, lawn bowls from around the south. Saturday night at 7, replaying on Sunday at 1 p.m. and Tuesday at 3:30.
Thank you for staying with the South today. We apologise we're unable to bring you the golfing story, but we will bring it to you tomorrow night. A Dunedin-made independent film is to have its premiere screening in the city this evening. Out New Zealand is a documentary piece by journalist and filmmaker Greta Yeoman.
Otago-made film, Out New Zealand, follows the lives of New Zealanders who identify as being in the homosexual, bisexual, transgender, intersex and queer realm. Filmmaker Greta Yeoman is looking forward to tonight's New Zealand premiere at the AUSA building and is proud of the work.
Yeah, so it's basically about people's stories of coming out and it being, well, last year was 30 years since homosexuality was decriminalised in New Zealand, and also 4 years now since gay marriage was legalised in New Zealand. So it's basically just seeing how people are finding those things and whether or not people feel that actually progress has been made or not.
The documentary piece is just shy of half an hour long, and Yeoman says there was easily enough material to make it longer, as many conversations were lengthy and valuable.
There's just so much more stuff that she said in the film which I couldn't fit in, but the stuff that's in the film is just fantastic. So she's a great view of somebody that's been fighting this stuff for a long time and understands that a changing of a law won't necessarily change how people actually think of things.
A former Canterbury native, Yeoman has been making documentary films for a number of years and is already working on her next project. Out screens at 6 this evening in the Everson Lounge at Clubs and Societies on the Otago University campus in Dunedin. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. The NGO sector is concerned that people's privacy will be breached when new MSD rules come into force, with all clients needing to be named in order to be funded. Invercargill owners of dogs, which are classified as dangerous breeds, can have them desexed for free thanks to a change in policy. And Ashburton woman Elaine Busby saw paratroopers training 70 years ago in Wellington. She decided then that she wanted to jump out of a perfectly good aeroplane, and she has done so to celebrate a milestone. And now, let's have a look at what's in tomorrow's Otago Daily Time. Dave Cannon, how are you, sir?
How old was he? How old was he?
81, almost 81.
Good Lord. We've got plenty of news. A rather sad story. Coverage of the former Brockwell principal who got knocked off his bike a while ago. Had a pretty sad conclusion in court today. There's a dust-up continuing over access to the Hunter Station in Lake Hawea. It's been bought by an American chap, and there's a lot of angst about that. Federated Mountain Clubs are threatening legal action apparently at this stage.
Everyone's got an opinion on that.
And while we're up that part of the world, there's another fire in Dublin Bay today, so we've got in Wanaka, so we've got some coverage of that and quite a good photograph. Gareth Morgan's in town tonight for his top party. Second day of the cricket test is still going on as we speak, and the Fringe Festival, of course, is underway. And the Wash is having more garden photographs where they're pouring in, and also a mystery visitor to the Otago Harbour today, which Mr. Jackery, Stephen Jackery, managed to spot with his long lens. So good photographs.
Outstanding.
All right.
Another good paper.
Thank
you very much, sir.
Cheers.
All right, folks, stand by. Let's have a look at the weather.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Silverhorn Sports Valve.
Start today with today's southern view taken of Larnaca Castle in Dunedin. Beautiful. A sunny day at the Millbrook Golf Course. There's a golf story coming tomorrow. You don't want to miss that. And that's the sweeping Reti River. Just a flash of that in beautiful Invercargill. High air pressure means good conditions for most of the south with clear skies, cool but dependable conditions, increasing high cloud tomorrow. A weak front slips away, but it barely makes a dent to our clear skies situation. Across the south now, it's pretty much boilerplate for Balclutha, Catalans Gore and Lumsden. Light sou'westers, a little bit of cloud, 14 or so, clear sky. To the central, the mountain country, the tourist land, Alexandra, light winds, high cloud, 17. Same for Queenstown, Taonau and Wanaka. It's looking pretty. And to the north now, Oamaru, light northerlies, high cloud increasing 17, high cloud increasing for Omarama too, even though it's dark sky country. Te Maru, beautiful in 17, 16 in Twizel, light winds and high cloud for you. Here in Dunedin tonight, fine and entertaining with the Fringe Festival gigs all over the show. 6 tonight, Friday, unobstructed sun, mostly all day, high cloud later, cooler sou'westers, your numbers are 9 and 15. Saturday, cloudy but dry, moderate easterlies, cool though, 9 and 13. Invercargill tonight, fine but cool this evening, 5 degrees for you. Friday, mostly fine, sunny, high cloud, cool temperatures and cool days, 7 and 15. Saturday is a crisp, clear, beautiful Invercargill day, light westerlies, 6 and 15. Not too bad. And from Oamaru to Fiordland to Bluff, we are the South today. It's been my pleasure. I'm Craig Story. Thank you. Good evening.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.